Hey guys, it's the 26th of March, 1:30 p.m. UK time. Just going to take a look at the dollar index and then a few potential opportunities that may be presenting themselves this coming week, potentially today actually. So dollar index, as we look at it, we can see it's rejected the 90 barrier several times over the course of the last couple of months, and it's failed to make inroads up towards the 91.20 to 91.50 area we were anticipating. You can see this grey zone here. So what this sort of tells me is now that the market's going to come back down, test 88.50, maybe even the 88 even handle. And the question is, at this zone, are we going to break this major barrier or are we going to bounce? And looking at the way the market reacted to FOMC, I wouldn't be surprised to see the market break through this 88 barrier. And if we look at this zone here on the monthly chart and we break it down, we look how much further that this can go. I mean, real terms, we're talking sort of 79.50, maybe even 80 as the next major leg down. So let's just, if we pull that in, I'll just drop a horizontal ray in. So we're talking down there on the monthly, but your sort of sticking point may, if we look at this on a weekly chart, will probably come in somewhere around this zone here, these tips of wicks, and we can see that there's a tip of a wick here on the monthly. So let's just drop down to the weekly, and we can see that coincides beautifully. So if we break through 88, next stop 84.60, 85. So that'll be a significant sell-off in the US dollar. So we're at a little bit of a tricky crossroads in terms of what to expect, but I see short-term sell-off in the dollar, and then it's a matter of wait for direction. So if we look at that in terms of the euro, so short-term sell-off in the dollar, we'll see euro potentially test these highs where we got a commitment of traders short signal that was up at 125. So the question is, when we get to 125, are we going to break through that zone or are we going to bounce? So intraday traders probably continue to look for shorts for another 100 pips or so, and then it'll be at that point that we can basically take your money off the table and wait for direction. So looking at sterling, you see sterling has been advancing towards this descending trend line. Are we going to break out of this trend line? Well, seasonal patterns will tell us we're probably going to continue a little bit higher up until maybe second week of April, where we may test these highs, sort of Brexit opens 144.50, before we may see the next sort of declining cable, or sterling I should say, based on seasonal patterns. But the chart that's interesting me right now is dollar yen. So we're expecting a sell-off in dollar, and yen is the only one that is actually weaker than the dollar right now. And we'll see, after last week's bearish candle and significant bearish candle and closed below the big 105 level, we're seeing a retracement on dollar yen today, and it's advancing up towards 105. So the question is now, how can we take advantage of this opportunity? And there's another chart we can look at in a minute, which is going to be correlated with this trading opportunity we're seeing right now. So essentially we're going to look for market play in 105.40 to maybe 105.80. So look at this zone in here, set an alert. So from the tip of the wick here, this one here, if we box it off, and you might say that's a big box, yeah, it's about 60 points, but what you're looking for is you want to see some kind of price action, and don't just settle for the price action, drum down to a smaller time frame and see if you can see the market or the tide turning. So even that mean goes to a 15-minute, and for example, look, if you look here, you can see how the market changes from lower highs, lower lows, equal high, higher low, breaks, change of cycle. So this could have been a long trade if you'd wanted, because it's just simple pattern recognition where you see the market change its cyclical pattern, forming what we would technically call a head and shoulders. So there's your change in cyclical pattern, there's the neckline, bang, it comes back to retest, and there's your long trade if you want to take it up to the 105.30s. However, that would be counter trend trading, and obviously the return will be significantly less. What you'd be looking for is that kind of pattern recognition, but when the market gets up into your sell zone. So anywhere from this point here, you can see where we get this power move through at 105.30. It also created a tip of a wick here, so 105.30 will be a real sort of key area where you want to be looking for shorts. Look for that pattern recognition, change of cyclical pattern, have your first target set down here, 104.60s, there or thereabouts. So you're going to get about 70 points on your first target. But then your second target, well, this is where your money's made. You're going to talk 101s, 102s down here. So you're getting 400 points off your second target. So real nice trading opportunity there. So that then leads us over to Aussie yen. So what we've seen is weekly chart, nice key level here. We got a nice clean breakthrough last week, and we're looking for the same sort of thing. You know, we're seeing today obviously advancing, moving back up in towards our structure zone here. Sorry, I'm just going to remove a couple of these. We don't need them anymore. Old analysis. So we're seeing the market broken through. Yes, we've seen what could be a morning star pattern formation, meaning we're looking for the market to pull back up. But the question is, if yen's going to strengthen, and now the question is, will this support now become resistance? Will this hold? So we're going to wait for price to come into this zone, and then we're going to look for price and pattern recognition to roll over. So there's a couple of key charts for you to watch there. And last but not least, we're going to go over to gold. So you're looking at gold. We've got a key area here of $1,360, and this proved a significant area in the past. But the more an area gets tested, we know that there's more probability that it's likely to get broken. Now the question is, are we going to see an advancement in the risk on scenario, or are we going to see risk off? If we see yen strengthen, expect we can see gold strengthen as well. What's going to happen with equities? Are they going to continue to decline, or are we going to see a rally? Well, who knows? But what we can do is we can set our alerts in place and then trade our technical patterns that we see. So have an alert set around 1355. This will be a key area to watch for potential counter trend trades, or have your alert set for 1366. See if we get a break above. Gold is one of those charts that if it does break, it generally tends to go. So it's one of those you can trade as a breakout trade rather than just waiting for a retest. Okay guys, so it's a very short snappy video here for a Monday, but I wanted to get something out to you because there's a couple of nice trading opportunities potentially setting up that could give you some substantial returns. So if you did like your content this morning, please let us know, and the way to do that is by hit like, share and subscribe. And if you've got any questions, please comment below.